Hello guys, what is up? This is me, Rahul here, bringing you guys the next video of this series. Today we are going to be doing the Bowl Coalition, the 1994 Orange Bowl of the 1993 NCAA Division 1A football season. We're going to be going over the teams, and as you see on the screen right here, yeah, I have a lot to say. So, obviously, the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl are the situation, not the Rose Bowl this time. I'm actually not going to include the Cotton Bowl Classic, just because of the realism of how I want to put it. So, we're going to go from number 1 to number 4, and we're going to put Florida just because of this matter. So let's start off with the number 1 team, the 1993 Florida State Seminoles. So this is actually where it gets controversial right from the start. So they cruised their way into the playoffs, into Notre Dame. But before that, on October 9th, I guess number 3 ranked Miami of Florida, they defeated them 28-10. Next up, they face a crucial, critical game against Notre Dame, the number 2 ranked November 13th. So it was number 1 against number 2. This game was called Game of the Century. In my eyes, the 1993 edition. And this was like insane. It was really good until the very end. And Notre Dame won. So with that being said, Florida State lost obviously. Then they faced off against NC. Then they dropped to number 2. Then they jumped up to number 1. They faced Nebraska in the Miami Orange Bowl, and they won 18-16. That's where the controversy actually lies, due to the fact that they were defeated and they should have been dropped way lower. So, where does this play in? And actually, this is where it gets interesting. Their players were, some of their players, they actually had Charlie Ward. I actually won't cover a video. I will eventually do a video on him. His stats and everything. He was an interesting player. So, alright, the 1993 team players that went into the 1994 NFL Draft. William Floyd, Lonnie Johnson, Corey Swayer, Sean Jackson, Kevin Knox, Tondrick McTosh. Okay. Yep. So next up, we have the number 2 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Right. Here's the thing about this team. September 18th, against unranked UCLA, they won a crucial game, 14-13. Then they had another critical game, October 30th. They won against ranked 20th Colorado, 21-17. Next week, they faced off against Kansas on November 6th. They won 21-20. And then all of a sudden, they were placed against Florida State, which they lost. So, as you see right on the top of your screen, you see that the championship at the bottom should have been Nebraska versus Florida State in the Orange Bowl. Now, in my opinion, this is where the number 3 ranked West Virginia Mountaineers come in. Now, what division and what conference were they a part of? The Big East Conference, one of the premier basketball conferences one of the Power 6 conferences in NCAA basketball. And at one point, you could actually consider them a Power 6 conference in college football. But that's a whole other story. So their schedule worked a little bit differently due to like certain teams in the Big East being football team, American football, college football teams, and others didn't have a college football team. So it was like kind of a mixed bag. So their schedule, in my opinion, was a lot harder and a lot greater. So they faced off against Maryland September 18th. They won 42-37. Crucial game. Then they won against Virginia Tech on October 2nd. Ranked 25th, they won 14-13. Yeah, that was close. Now you go through a bunch of games they've been winning really well. Then on November 20th, they face off against the number 4 ranked Miami of Florida. Ranked 9, they won 17-14. Then on November 26th, they were ranked 5. Boston College was ranked 11. They won 17-14. Now here's the interesting thing about this. They were placed in the Sugar Bowl. They didn't face Nebraska at this time. This is why I say they should have faced Nebraska at this time. If the Big East, well, it wasn't called the Big 12. The Big 8, Big East, Big 8, that would have been something greater. However, it didn't happen. So, and another thing to add, I do appreciate these teams that put their place on the field. Now, I did forget to go over some of the players on the 1993 squad. So, here we go for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Trev Alberts, Mike Anderson, Doug Coleman, and Chris Dishman, Corey Dixon, Troy Dumas, Tommy Frazier, Aaron Graham, John Hesse, Calvin Jones, Donta Jones, Keithan McCant, Baron Miles, Mike Minter, Kareem Moss, Christian Peter, Lawrence Phillips, John Reese, Corey Schlesinger, Brendan Stye, Eric Stokes, Jared Tomic, Larry Townsend, Adam Drew, Tony Veland, Zach Weigert, Tyrone Williams, Toby Wright, Rob Zateka. Alright. Well, now for West Virginia. Now, like I said, the interesting part about this is that, well, they only had 3 guys. Rich Braham, Jay Carney, and Darren Studstill. Those were the only 3 guys. Now we get into the number 4 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And they were placed in the Cotton Bowl Classic. This is where I placed them in the All-State Sugar Bowl. Oh, man. So, their first crucial win was on September 11th. Against the number 3 ranked Michigan. They were ranked 11, and they were they won 27-23. They roll through the season until November 13th, which I mentioned before. It was a number 1 versus number 2 ranked team game. It was the game of the century, 19th edition. Notre Dame was ranked 2 at this point, and they won 31-24. Then, out of all teams, on November 20th, they lost, as the number 1 ranked team, they lost to Boston College, who were ranked 17th, 39-41. So they lost Notre Dame. And then, oh boy, they had some very great serves going to the NFL draft. Bryant Young, Aaron Taylor, Jeff Burris, Tim Ruddy, Jim Flanagan, Willie Clark, Lake Dawson, John Covington, Tony Peterson, B. Bear Kitch. Okay. I think I said those names right. Now, I have to put the Florida Gators here. So, as you know what I'm talking about, know what I'm saying, it should have been number 1 versus number 2 in the Orange Bowl. It should have been number 3 versus number 4 in the Sugar Bowl. But the Bowl Coalition didn't do this. They did not do this whatsoever, which created a dilemma where, in the future, what if it did happen still? So, and that's what we covered for the Bowl Coalition. And also the BCS Bowl Championship Series, and also the College Football Playoff. So that's where I'm getting with this. So, for the Florida Gators, from the 1993 Florida Gators. Yeah, if you look at their record, they did not deserve to be in a bowl game. Because they had 2 losses, so let me say this. They won their crucial game, 2 crucial games in my opinion, in the early season. They won on September 11th against Kentucky as the number 7th ranked team, 24-20. Then they dropped down to number 9, and on September 18th, they faced off against the number 5 ranked Tennessee. They won 41-34. They won against Mississippi State. They won against LSU. And on October 16th, they lost to number 19th ranked Auburn as the number 4 ranked team, 35-38. Then, next week, on October 30th, they face against an unranked Georgia team. And as the number 10 ranked team, they won 33-26. 26, yeah. So they won again. Won their next couple of games, 3 games back to back to back. Then they lost to Florida State as the number 7 ranked team. Florida State being number 1 on November 27th, 21-33. Then they won the SEC championship game against Alabama. Then they won against in the Sugar Bowl. So, my opinion on this is it should have been Nebraska versus West Virginia. It should have been Florida State versus Notre Dame. So, that's where I put it. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Next video will be about the 1995 Um, Orange Bowl, yes. Another Orange Bowl scenario, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all are legends in my book, as well as for me. I will see y'all in the next one. Take it easy and peace.